Hello investors, welcome to another episode of our series Journey to 10 crore by Vishal Vealth View. पिछले एक हफ्ते से I was out because of work, but I hope आपका portfolio recover हो चुका है because market has been recovering. For this episode, I'm going to primarily discuss what's my portfolio going to be for 2025 and how am I structuring it, what are the decisions that I'm taking right now. And breaking news, HDFC Bank has been rallying, which was stagnant for almost 2 to 3 years. So we are going to analyze what's the reason for the recent rally in HDFC Bank and how it will impact bank ETF, Bank Nifty ETF, and other small finance bank and the wider financial sector. September results for Sunteck Reality has been out, and we are holding that particular investment. So we are also going to read through the recent transcript and the results, and reconsider whether we want to hold that investment, sell it all together, or buy more. Again, this channel is not an investment advice, and any of the stocks that are discussed in this video are not an investment advice. Please do your due diligence and research before investing in any of the companies. This is just a educational video and me doing analysis on my investment. So without wasting much time, since we have a lot to discuss, let's jump into this discussion. तो सबसे पहले मेरे पोर्टफोलियो के बारे में बात करते हैं। पिछले एक साल में माय पोर्टफोलियो वेंट अप फ्रॉम 49 टू 83. So I was able to add almost 33 lakh in investment in mutual fund in last 1 year, and I think majority of it has been the returns that I was able to generate. For 2025, I'm mainly going to invest in ETF. I think I'm falling in love with ETF strategy. Uh, कुछ ETFs जो मैंने पहले खरीदे थे, which was NYSE Bank Plus ETF, which has been doing crazily well after Trump won election. It was a boon for it, but sadly मैंने ज़्यादा invest नहीं किया. मैंने SIP भी continue की, and I actually shot myself on the foot. अगर मैं इसमें SIP continue करता तो अभी तक तो मेरे पास काफी ज्यादा रिटर्न बन चुके होते हैं. सो दिस वाज वन ऑफ माय मिस्टेक दैट आई मेड. उसके अलावा मोतीलाल नास्डैक 100 has also been doing good because of the recent Trump election and Elon Musk gaining more power and prestige in US and Tesla becoming one of the most valuable company, to be honest. अगर अपन देखें ये सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट काफी ज्यादा skewed toward tech, but I'm fine holding tech because these companies have almost 90% of world's patent, and all the technologies that are cutting edge are developed by these 100 companies. So I think I'm fine holding this investment even though it's going up. But हाँ, मुझे अब ऐसा लग रहा है this is going into a bubble territory altogether. So अब मैं इसके अंदर पैसा इन्वेस्ट करने से थोड़ा हिचकिचा रहा हूँ. And even though I will invest in it, मैं बहुत छोटे छोटे and धीरे धीरे position build करूंगा, and I'll not bulk invest in any of this US tech ETF because the rally is just, oh my god. For 2025, Tips Music is also one company जो कि मैं hold करना चाहूंगा. इसके results, इस कंपनी में मैंने इस साल ही इन्वेस्ट करना चालू किया, and for 1 year I think I was able to generate okay return 28-30%. But I think the story is just about to begin क्योंकि this company is getting a tie-up with Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group, and that company is almost 10 times the size of this company in its current value. So I think the upside potential for Tips Music is sky. तो मैं यहाँ पे थोड़ा hold करके देखना चाहूँगा what can happen. And besides, the ROC for this company is amazing. Like they don't have to invest a lot of money or hold a lot of real estate to generate business. So this is like my favorite kind of business anyway. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, HDFC Bank. लास्ट 2 साल से जो स्टॉक बिल्कुल भी हिला नहीं था, आज पहली बार इट हैज बीन ब्रेकिंग आउट. And I think there is a story behind it. Definitely. I think who have been tracking HDFC Bank, there's a story behind it. And this is one of my shittiest investment जो मैंने किया है. Let me remind you because ये investment मैंने almost 2 से 3 साल पहले किया था. 2 साल नहीं, मैंने 1 साल पहले, 1 1.5 साल पहले. And still only 20% return, which is not great. So what was the story of HDFC Bank? Story of HDFC Bank is 2020-21 में there was a rally that was like fueled by cheap money that came into the market, and FIIs came in and invested heavily in HDFC Bank. So अगर आप देखें तो अगर अपन ईयरली होल्डिंग्स देखें तो मार्च 2021 के आसपास ऑलमोस्ट 40% FII वर holding, and as soon as the interest rates start rising in US, FII started selling this particular equity in 2023 and 2022, and now they're back almost 47% holding, almost 48% holding in recent times. So I think HDFC Bank is something which big FIIs are going to hold for a long period of time, and this will generate a similar CAGR of 15 से 20% in my opinion, because the sales has been growing. So I think the sales number for this needs to be taken with a pinch of salt, क्योंकि there was a merger that happened between HDFC Bank and HDFC. तो अगर आप इसके बैलेंस शीट के अगर आप नंबर देखेंगे या प्रॉफिट लॉस के नंबर देखेंगे तो आफ्टर 2023 यू सी ए सडन स्पाइक, क्योंकि यहाँ पे दोनों एंटिटीज का जो रेवेन्यू है, जो सेल्स है और जो प्रॉफिट है, कंबाइंड होके आ रहा है. So that's why there is a sudden spike in March 2022 and 2023. That's why you need to you should take a look at like earning per share and how is it doing well, uh, rather than the total sales over here. अगर अपन HDFC बैंक के क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर के रिजल्ट देखें तो EPS has not been rising to be honest. That's why the stock was not performing. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखें 22.77 से लेके जून 2024 में it almost fell to 21.65, which is almost 5 to 7% drop in EPS over a period of 1 year. So that's why the stock was not performing well. It makes sense. And now in September 2024, they have generated almost 10% more or 12% more return than September 2023 quarter, which are amazing. And that's why the stock is rallying. Makes sense. Like, and now I'm not sure if it's the right time to buy, but all for sure, like in March, this was that was the time to buy this company when everyone was selling. One thing to note here, even though the HDFC Bank has been rallying, the ROE for HDFC Bank relatively dropped in past few quarters. And उसका reason भी समझ में आता है, because after the merger, the operational efficiency of the company, the combined entity is going to be relatively less than the original HDFC Bank entity, and that's why we are observing drop in ROE. And I think as this merged entity operate for a longer period of time, the ROE should come back to its original value for HDFC Bank. अगर अपन देखें ROE for ICICI, and I think HDFC Bank is a better bank than ICICI in terms of operational efficiency and operations. ICICI Bank has a ROE of almost 18.8%, and HDFC Bank had an ROE of almost 20% before the merger, which is now dropped to less than 18%, to be honest. So that's what happens when like companies get merged. There is new management coming in, restructuring happening, so the company is not able to operate in the best way possible. And I think as the time passes on and folks adapt to this reality that HDFC Bank is merged, the ROE numbers and the returns should just keep coming in, and this rally is bound to continue in my opinion. एक काफी अच्छा मेट्रिक मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा. तो कोई भी बैंक जो होती है उसका बिजनेस फंडामेंटली होता है कि they will take your money, they will give you interest, and they will take that money and give it to someone else and take more interest from them. And जो भी मार्जिन बचता है, जितना वो इंटरेस्ट किसी और से ले रहे हैं, आपको जो इंटरेस्ट दे रहे हैं, दैट्स द प्रॉफिट ऑफ अ बैंक. दैट्स लाइक अ टिपिकल बिजनेस फॉर अ बैंक. तो बैंक का बेसिक धंधा है किसी को पैसा उधार पे देना और उससे ब्याज लेना बेसिकली. एंड कई बार क्या होता है कि there are stories like Yes Bank or really small bank like Punjab National Bank giving out loans to folks and वो पैसा लेके भाग गया. So this is one of the problem with Indian banking system कि आपको अगर लोन चाहिए होता है तो अगर आप पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से कनेक्टेड हो तो काफी इजिली वो लोन मिल जाता है आपको. एंड दैट्स व्हाई मुझे स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक इसलिए थोड़े पसंद आते थे, ताकि बिकॉज इवन दो इंडिविजुअली एक ह्यूमन या फिर एक कस्टमर काफी ज्यादा हाई रिस्क कस्टमर है या फिर काफी हाई रिस्क होल्ड करता है फॉर डिफॉल्टिंग, बट स्टिल आपको मास डिफॉल्टिंग के केस में आपका टोटल ग्रोस नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट बहुत ज्यादा प्राइस होंगे। जबकि कॉर्पोरेट बैंक्स क्या करते हैं, दे गिव ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ लोन्स टू कॉर्पोरेट्स, एंड इफ द कॉर्पोरेट डिफॉल्ट्स, then that will take a huge amount of that will take a hit on the gross NPA of the bank in a bad way, really, really bad way. So कंपनीज का एक गोल ये हमेशा रहता है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक्सपोजर वो कम रखें अपने टॉप 10-20 बोरोवर्स को, बिकॉज अगर उनमें से कोई भी डिफॉल्ट करता है देन द बैंक्स परफॉर्मेंस कैन गो रॉन्ग। तो यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें तो HDFC बैंक हैज गिवन what's their exposure to top 20 borrowers, and it seems like it's going down since June 2023, which is actually a good thing. आई विल बी मोर कंफर्टेबल अगर ये नंबर 5% से भी कम हो, ताकि ये पता चले कि HDFC बैंक इज नॉट लाइक having like HDFC Bank is diversifying their loan book and their loan assets. So this is one interesting thing that you guys should understand about the banking business. If we're going to analyze where are they giving out most amount of loans, you'll see it's in retail mortgage. That means people are mostly getting loans to buy out properties relative to other loans. So this set a stage for a real estate bull market in India, to be honest, because अगर ज्यादा लोग रिटेल में एक अच्छा घर लेने के लिए लोन लेंगे, then they are going to spend that money to buy a better house or build a better house, and the entire real estate sector and reality sector is going to boom. So cement stocks, steel companies are bound to benefit from this, and I think this is a clear indication of beginning of a cycle. Next, we are going to talk about Sunteck Reality. Now, before any one of you search Sunteck Reality on Google, I can give you a brief introduction on what Sunteck Reality is and what kind of company it is. Sunteck Reality is a real estate company. It's located in Mumbai. It's run by Kamal Khetan, and it's more than 20-year-old. And इसने 2008 का डाउनटर्न भी देख रखा है, and it's specifically located in Mumbai, and they're not trying to expand out of Mumbai, which I think is a good thing because Mumbai is a big pie to eat. And apart from that, they are expanding in luxury housing in Dubai, and mainly their projects are involved in luxury housing and to some extent some mid-level housing in Mumbai. So let's take a look at the result. Business model wise, this company does not try to go out, buy land, and then build properties or skyscrapers in them. They have a philosophy of building real estate project or residential project through a JD approach, जहाँ पे they go to a landowner and they'll try to convince the landowner that hey, we are going to build a property on this land, and they just go out and publicize that hey, यहाँ पे हम एक project construction करने वाले हैं. As soon as they announce it, they get the sales, and that's called pre-sales effectively. And using that pre-sales, they pay a certain amount of money to the owner and certain amount of money they use for construction of the building. So काफी हद तक they are operating without debt, which is an amazing thing. इसलिए अगर आप यहाँ पे इस कंपनी का debt to equity देखेंगे, even though this is a real estate company, it's really really low, which is a super amazing thing. And they own almost 5,000 crore of property in Mumbai that they're renting out, and they're generating rental income out of it. So one tricky thing about accounting for this company is कि whatever sales they are generating in a particular quarter, it's not it does not account all the pre-sales and all the collections. This since they follow project completion method of accounting, उसका मतलब ये होता है कि जब आपका पूरा प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट होकर डिलीवर हो गया है सारे कस्टमर्स को, देन ओनली यू विल एड इट्स सेल्स and expenses into this particular balance sheet, because of which जितने भी प्रोजेक्ट इनने आधे बेच चुके हैं and आधे बिकने बाकी है, they're not included in this particular profit and loss statement. So we are also going to take a look at what are the current ongoing projects and what kind of pre-sales and collection are they generating from it. So let's take a look at its quarterly results for September. September quarterly results की अगर हम बात करें तो pre-sales has been growing by 30% and collection grew by 21%, which is an amazing thing. The net debt to equity ratio almost is equivalent to 0.1. That is really, really low for a big company like this. This is a map of all the projects that this company owns in Mumbai. एंड अगर आप देखें तो मेजोरिटी ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट दैट दे ओन इज इन द peninsula and BKC region, and they have done some new acquisition in this quarter in Nippon and Bandstand. So this seems like prime properties because yeah, मुंबई में जगह कितनी है. तो यहाँ पे there is a graph showing what's the number of units sold for residential property in different cities in India, what's their market value sold. तो यहाँ पे बेसिकली कंक्लूजन ये है कि मुंबई इज द लार्जेस्ट रियल एस्टेट मार्केट इन इंडिया, अहेड एनसीआर, अहेड बैंगलोर एंड अहेड हैदराबाद. एंड आई थिंक उसका रीजन ये है कि मुंबई इज एन इकोनॉमिक कैपिटल ऑफ द कंट्री एंड इट्स अ पोर्ट सिटी. तो वहाँ पे काफी सारी फैक्ट्रीज, इंडस्ट्रीज, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट, हर टाइप की कंपनीज आके लाइक सर्वाइव कर सकती हैं. And apart from that, it's a coastal city and it does not have huge amount of land. तो इंडिविजुअल हाउस कंस्ट्रक्शन वहाँ पे काफी कम होता है रिलेटिवली. अगर आप कंपेयर करें कोई सिटी जैसे बैंगलोर हो गया या फिर हैदराबाद हो गया जहाँ पे लैंड इज अवेलेबल इन अबंडेंस एंड पीपल कैन चूज टू बिल्ड देयर होम ऑन देयर ओन. मुंबई में अगर कोई अपना घर बना रहा है तो ही हैज टू बी रियली 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 फकिंग रिच, अदरवाइज आपको एक अपार्टमेंट के अंदर ही रहना पड़ेगा. दैट्स वाई ये नंबर्स मुंबई की तरफ थोड़े ज्यादा स्क्यू रहेंगे नेचुरली. जैसा कि मैं बोल रहा था कि दिस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी इज मेनली इन्वॉल्व इन लग्जरी हाउसिंग मार्केट. अब मेरी फिलोसफी लग्जरी हाउसिंग मार्केट वाली कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करने की है कि इवन दो देर इज अ बियर मार्केट, अमीर लोगों के पास पैसा कम नहीं होने वाला एंड दे आर स्टिल गोइंग टू बाय प्रॉपर्टीज. एंड स्पेसिफिकली इन मुंबई जहाँ पे there is so less land, I do not see the prices dropping anytime soon क्योंकि population बढ़ रही है, land is daily scarce and properties are going to skyrocket in the coming days. So this particular chart shows the recent acquisitions that Sunteck has done, Nippon, Sea Road, Burj Khalifa and Bandra West. तो टोटल नया अगर इनका ग्रोस डेवलपमेंट वैल्यू देखें तो दैट्स कमिंग आउट अराउंड 12-13 CR, which is almost an increment of uh, almost an increment of about 30 to 40% of their gross development value for financial 24. तो यहाँ पे काफी ज्यादा कैश फ्लो एक साथ जनरेट हो सकता है. there is a possibility. Along with that, the company is giving a guidance that by 27-28 their annual recurring revenue will increase up to 320 crore and they'll have all the buildings with the capital value of almost 5,000 crore. तो आपको ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि दिस कंपनी हैज 5,000 करोड़ ऑफ रियल एस्टेट जहां से रेंट जनरेट करने वाले हैं इन मुंबई बाय 2027 2028. उसके अलावा दे हैव 30-40,000 करोड़ का ग्रॉस डेवलपमेंट project that's going on that they are planning to sell. The total cash flow that this company can generate in next 3 to 5 years is definitely more than the current valuation of the company, in my opinion. Let's see how things pan out. एक और चीज इसके ऊपर अपने को थोड़ी अटेंशन देनी चाहिए द क्रेडिट प्रोफाइल ऑफ दिस कंपनी. इट इज इम्प्रूव फ्रॉम A- to A. दैट मीन्स दिस कंपनी इज ऑनेस्टली नॉट ससेप्टेबल टू एनी काइंड ऑफ डिफॉल्ट नाउ अगर कोई कंपनी A रेटेड है तो. एंड दिस इज अ गुड न्यूज फॉर दिस कंपनी क्योंकि इफ now they have to go out and get some amount of loan for any of their investment, it's really easy for them to do so. अगर यहाँ पे इनका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखें अपन, हाउस सेल्स हवरिंग अक्रॉस डिफरेंट सेगमेंट्स, तो यहाँ पे आपको क्लियर दिखेगा कि ऊबर लग्जरी और प्रीमियम लग्जरी सेगमेंट से सबसे ज्यादा सेल्स आ रही है. दैट मीन्स दिस इज द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ इंडिया दैट हैज a huge amount of disposable income and they are buying out these properties in crores, and that's why this company has amazing sales. एक और कैलकुलेशन अपने को अपने दिमाग के अंदर करनी चाहिए यहाँ पे, विच इज इस कंपनी ने इस पर्टिकुलर हाफ में, फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ फाइनेंशियल ईयर 25 में ऑलमोस्ट 1700 करोड़, ऑलमोस्ट 1600 करोड़ की प्री सेल्स और कनेक्शंस की है. दैट मीन्स इसने ऑलमोस्ट 1700 करोड़ रुपए अपने पास कमाए हैं. एंड द कंपनी इज सेइंग दैट वी कैन जनरेट प्रॉफिट मार्जिन ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट अबव 30%. उसका मतलब वो 1600 करोड़ में से 30%, ऑलमोस्ट 480 करोड़ इज गोइंग टू बी देयर प्रॉफिट. इस कंपनी की भी टोटल वैल्यूएशन इज लेस देन 8,000 करोड़. इसका मतलब अगर इनके प्री सेल्स और कलेक्शन 4 या 5 साल भी चल गए तो अगर एक एक साल में भी अगर 2-2 हजार करोड़ के पीसेस और कलेक्शन कर रहे हैं, तो अपनी टोटल वैल्यू का सेल्स, टोटल इनके मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन बराबर पीसेस और कलेक्शन अगले 4 साल में कर लेंगे इजिली इजिली। तो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इक्वेशन इन माई माइंड, ये मेरे को हमेशा एक मल्टी बैगर बाय लगता है। लाइक मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि द प्राइस एट विच दिस कंपनी शुड बी सेलिंग एंड द कंपनी, the price at which it's selling right now, there's a complete mismatch because of these reasons. इनके जो recent additions है, बुर्ज खलीफा एंड नीपान सी रोड, आई वांटेड टू सी लाइक कब तक ये लॉन्च कर पाएंगे, whether they'll be able to launch it before 2027-2028, ताकि इनका cash flow, profit and loss statement में आ जाए. So the company is saying that they are pretty confident that 2026 तक they'll be able to deliver both the Dubai project जो कि 9,000 करोड़ का GDV अकाउंट करता है, एंड बैंड्रा वेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट विच आई थिंक इज अ प्राइम प्रॉपर्टी इन माय ओपिनियन, बट उसका जीडीपी ऑलमोस्ट 1,000 करोड़ के आसपास है. सो अगले 12 से 15 महीने में दे आर कॉन्फिडेंट दैट दे विल कंप्लीट ऑल दीज थ्री प्रोजेक्ट, नेपाल सी रोड, दुबई एंड व्हाट वाज द अदर वन, द बांद्रा वेस्ट. सो तो यहाँ पे जो भी प्रोजेक्ट्स अब जो भी बची हुई इन्वेंट्री है सनटेक की, दे आर नॉट प्लानिंग टू इंक्रीज कॉस्ट ऑन इट, विच इज a signal key people are not ready to pay more amount of money for these projects. So that's why they're not increasing the pricing, but they are maintaining a healthy 30% or like more than 20% margin easily. They should be unheard and untouched because of this decision, to be honest, in terms of their balance sheet. एक और interesting question on rental property for this company. Uh, there was some kind of hiccup in the rental property that they own, and I think they got approval from court on that particular property, and they're planning to lease it out soon. So let's see if they're able to get that rental property up and running by 2027, 2028 and include it in their balance sheet and PLN statement. I think based on my current analysis, I'm still not planning to sell this company, neither I'm planning to buy. I think it makes sense to hold this stock for some amount of time and see what happens after this quarter. And probably I can take a decision after the entire year is ended and we have results for March quarter next year as well. That's it for today's episode, guys. अगर इस वीडियो से आपने कुछ सीखा, and if you really enjoyed this video, do hit the subscribe button because it helps support this community. And I'll see you around. Bye bye. Happy investing.